think the biggest challenge is forecasting, right? Especially upon launch, because you don't know if launch you're going to do $50 million or a million or 100,000, whatever it may be. You just don't know. And so I think the biggest challenge that I've seen, at Sourcify and from that context with these creator-led brands is you talk to these founders and they don't know how much they should order in inventory because they're just putting their cash into inventory before they even launch. And you're going to go raise, $5-10 million to start one of these brands. Are you going to go put $2 million of that in inventory? You're going to put, $250,000 of that in inventory. And so that I think is one of the biggest challenges is not understanding and not knowing, what's going to be the conversion rate when my celebrity partner goes to post. And I don't necessarily know if there's any like telltale signs here, but I think, look, at the end of the day, you want to be better prepared than not. And I always say, look, as long as your shelf life is long, you're going to eventually sell through that. That's kind of my take.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a great question and one that we hear all the time. And I think it comes down to, are you building a brand or are you trying to sell product? And if you're building a brand, it's okay to be out of stock at the beginning. And I would actually encourage people to take a longer term perspective of this and say, all right, let's suppose I did raise 10 million bucks. I'm going to spend $200,000 on a very limited subset of product because I'm still testing and learning. And I want there to be enough out there that people can get it and they can use it. But it's also something where it's a bit of a scarcity thing. Like we want it to be the cool new thing. You go back to the Nike example at the beginning, and if you come out of the gates with $20 million worth of inventory, well, suddenly you're going to sit on it. You're going to need to do different things. You're going to start to discount it. You're going to try to do anything you can to push it. But if you take a more conservative approach from a perspective of, hey, we're going to launch $100,000 worth, and then we're going to do $1 million, then we're going to do $5 million, then we're going to do $10 million, and you start to build the momentum of this brand, it makes sense. And it's okay if you're stocked out, you build a waiting list, etc. Whereas if you're a celebrity or an influencer that has a large following that's trying to sell product, well, you're really just going to come in and out. And if you don't have the inventory at that given point in time when it goes viral, you've kind of missed your opportunity. And so I think that's probably the big difference here is there's a lot of influencers that say they want a brand, but actually just want to sell product. And they're not thinking through it in those milestones that make sense.